Kurudzi community, our distinguished guests and speakers, and most importantly, our very students that are sitting right here. My name is Sindiswa Changuion, and it is my honor. Yes, my name is Sindiswa Changuion, and it is my honor. Like that. But it is my honor to be your program director for today's important gathering. It gives me such a great pleasure from the bottom of my heart for this important event to be here, and it is hosted by Taletso Tvet College, supported by Sasita and Ramasu, and focusing on one of the most pressing social issues of our time, and that is gender-based violence and femicide. Can I have silence, please? Can I have silence, please? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as we launch the gender-based violence prevention and femicide awareness campaign, we gather here not just to talk. We gather here to listen. We gather here to learn. We gather here to take action. Gender-based violence and femicide is the most extreme form of gender-based violence that is recognized as a national crisis and an epidemic in our country that we're living in today. So, this is not only a violation of human rights, ladies and gentlemen. This is a threat to safety, dignity, and the progress of our communities. Before we even begin with the official program, I will request that we all stand for our national anthem.
Sibe Bese sithi makube njalo makube njalo kuze kube kuze kube kuna makube njalo makube njalo kuze kube kuna kuze kube kuna amandla.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you observe a moment of silence, please? For the loss of lives due to the rampant scourge of gender-based violence and femicide, in particularly in our spaces of higher learning institutions. Can we observe, please? There is something that is going to be playing. Tvet, is it playing? Okay. Can you observe a moment of silence, please? Can you bow our heads, please? Thank you. Thank you for this particular event that we do that. Before we even begin, we would like to welcome all of you and acknowledge the leadership and respective officials from SASITA, whose commitment to social transformation and empowerment continues to make an impact in our communities. The leadership from the Commission for Gender Equality, the leadership of Taletso Tvet College, the management team, the staff for their ongoing dedication to student development and community engagement, the leadership of the Student Representative Council, Ramazwi Security and Training Executive Management and support team who were instrumental in making this event to be a success as it is. And also our guest speakers that are here who are going to be bringing their expertise and passion in launching this campaign. And most of all, our valued community of Lihorozi, and students, because this conversation begins with you and it ends with you. You are the beacon of hope. You are the beacon that is going to be able to put the issues and push the issues forward. You are the ones that we are going to be able to assist in being able to intervene in the space and the sketch that we are facing. So we are glad that the hall is full so that we could be able to engage on this particular discussion. So the theme for today's session is addressing gender-based violence and femicide and the role of institutions of higher learning. But this theme reminds us that education is just not about skills. it is also about values. Institutions like Taletso, Tvet College are more than centers of learning. In fact, they are safe spaces where dignity, where equality and respect must be protected. Together, as we are gathered all of here, dignitaries, the students, we have a shared responsibility. One, to speak out against all forms of abuse, to support the victims and survivors, and to build a culture that says no to silence, that says no to shame, that says no to violence. From the 25th of November to the 10th of December, the country will be observing the 16th day of activism with the theme Unite to End Digital Violence Against All Women and Children. This event would have not come at a better time as we approach these significant days. As we begin with our program today, I encourage everyone to receive these messages of support with openness and empathy. Let us share experiences respectfully. Let us explore practical ways that we can create a safer environment for all of us. As we move forward, let us make a personal commitment, and that commitment is to respect one another. It's to speak up against abuse and to build communities grounded in safety, in dignity, and equality. It is then my honor, ladies and gentlemen, to invite Taletso CFO, Mr. Silo Ramalapa, for the official opening, welcoming, and the purpose of why we are here today. Please assist me to join in giving him a warm round of applause.
Thank you very much, Program Director, representatives from SASITA Board and Executive Management, Management of Ramazwi, members of Commission of Gender Equality, members of Executive Management of Taletso Tvet College, our principal in absentia, dedicated staff members, and most importantly, our students. Good morning and welcome. It gives me a great honor to welcome you all here at Taletso Tvet College as we gather to launch this important campaign against one of the most painful and persistent challenges confronting our nation, gender-based violence. On behalf of the College Council, management, and the principal, I extend our deepest appreciation to SASITA, our valued partner whose support has made this campaign possible. Your commitment to building a safer community and empowering young people reflect the values we wish to instill in our students. Values of dignity, respect, equality, and accountability. Gender-based violence has become one of the greatest social and moral crises of our time in South Africa. Every day, headlines remind us that too many women, children, and even men live in fear. Fear in their home, fear in their community, and sometimes fear in every space meant to nurture and protect them. The statistics are deeply troubling. South Africa continues to record some of the highest GBV rates globally. Yet behind every statistics, it's a name, a face, a dream that has been stolen. This is not just a women issue. It is a human rights issue, social issue, and moral issue that requires us all to act collectively. At Taletso Tvet College, we believe that education is the most powerful tool for social change. Through awareness, dialogue, empowerment, we can influence the mindset and reshape the behavior. This partnership with SASITA is not merely an event, it is a call of action. It reminds us all that our institution must also be an institution of safety, transformation. We must create an environment where students, especially young women, feel safe, respected, and heard. Ending GBV requires more than just laws and policies. It demands personal accountability and responsibility. Social change. Each of us, whether a parent, a teacher, a student, a leader, or a public servant, has a duty to speak out, support victims, and challenge toxic behavior wherever we see it. Our students, let this campaign be your reminder that leadership begins with values. Let your generation be the one that says no more. No more silence, no more excuses, no more violence. As we open this GBV campaign today, let us do so. Let us not do so as spectators, but as active participants in shaping a safer and more compassionate South Africa. Once again, I welcome you all at Taletso Tvet College. May this campaign spark lasting change in our college, in our community, and our country. Let us rise together against gender-based violence. For we protect one, we protect all. Thank you.
Now, student representative councils can play a very powerful and meaningful and influential role in addressing gender-based violence and femicide within institutions of higher learning in this country, because they represent the voice of students and engage directly with both management and external stakeholders. SRCs are uniquely positioned to drive change, to promote awareness, and advocate for survivor-centered policies. It is therefore befitting that the representative of the Student Representative Council renders a message of support in this regard. Ladies and gentlemen, with the warmest hands of applause, could we please welcome Ms. O. Molelekwa on the stage.
Thank you, Program Director. Good morning, everyone. My name is Unalina Molelekwa, and it is with my greatest pleasure to stand before you today as the head of academics and infrastructure. On behalf of the Student Representative Council, it is such an honor and a privilege to welcome you in this institution and into this ceremony. Quoting the famous words of Maya Angelou, silence makes the perpetrator continue the abuse without accountability. Gender-based violence is a term that encompasses violence that is directed at individuals based on their gender identity. It does not limit only to women. It affects men, women, and individuals of all gender identities. Gender-based violence is a sensitive and controversial topic for many of us. To me, it's a wound that still feels raw, a pain that refuses to subside. I was violated, and when I went to seek for help, my cries fell in deaf ears. I was manipulated into thinking that I'm the one at fault. I was manipulated into thinking that what was done to me was right. Everyone justified what the perpetrator did to me. They tried to silence me, but I refused to be voiceless when I have a voice. I'm going to stand up for what's right, even when it's hard. And now I get it why victims are scared to come out. Gender-based violence cases are highly prevalent in South Africa, in South African higher education institutions, including colleges and universities, but are underreported. Statistics show that 57.8% of students in public colleges had experienced gender-based violence. 56.5% of students reported verbal abuse in colleges. 46.7% of students reported sexual violence. 36.3% of students reported physical violence. Let's take this moment to remember those who were violated and some were silenced. 19-year-old Georgina Peters was found dead and killed at a limestone factory. Not long thereafter, Courtney Ratau was found raped, not once but twice, before she was killed and buried in a shallow grave. Giselle Hendricks, a UWC student, was found dead with We must never forget Uyinene Mretwana, who was raped and brutally killed by a monster in their own work environment. Stand tall and don't let your voice be muffled by the noise of doubt and disbelief. Don't let the weight of marginalization hold you back. If the world around you is deaf to your words, know that I hear you, I see you, and I believe you. You are not alone in this fight. I'm here and I'm here for you. Your truth is valid, your voice matters, and your story deserves to be heard. Thank you.
I believe you. Can we repeat again?
I hear you, I see you, I believe you.
Can we repeat again?
I hear you, I see you, I believe you.
Thank you. Rama's representative, Mr. Tumile Moyo's message of support for this launch resonates well with the objective of creating awareness, of sharing information, and also of making sure that there is education that takes place. There is a strong need to create awareness. There's a strong need to educate people about gender-based violence and femicide, because these issues are deeply rooted in social attitudes. They are deeply rooted in cultural norms and in unequal power relations that continue to harm individuals and communities across South Africa. Education and awareness are powerful tools to change mindset, prevent abuse, and support victims. With that in mind, we would like to welcome Mr. Moyo from Ramazu.
Good morning. Let me first acknowledge all the dignitaries who came, the executive, the MEC for Education, Honorable Fiona Mutsumi, the executive mayor, Councillor Titiro, the acting board chair, Mr. Eric Chilabakuma, our leadership, Host Moila, if he's here, and then executive chair, Ms. Juaria Ahmad, and even in absence, our hosts, thank you so much, Mr. Ngomo, and from Gender Equality, Ms. Sabole, and Ms. Monelepa was just here. My name is Tumile. I will be your coach, your life coach, for this particular program. When you silence a woman, you silence a nation. In South Africa, gender-based violence remains one of our greatest national crises. A woman is killed every 3 hours. Now, what makes that statistic sad is that you are killed by somebody that you know. Now, let me maybe just show you that these are the people that we live with. She was murdered just for being pregnant. We remember her. So when we talk of GBV, it's not just a women issue. It's a national issue. It affects families, it affects communities. Today we gather here to stand together and commit to building a safe South Africa. You know, when you are happy, it's nice. When we see you dancing, it's nice. We wish to maintain it that way. So, we want to teach you, we want to coach you that what GBV is, how it refers to that harmful effect directed at individual, based on their gender, rooted often in unequal relations between men and women. Your physical, sexual, emotional, psychological, and even economic abuse. We will look at the threats, the coercions, the deprivation of freedom. We will even go further, the extreme part of GBV, which is femicide. It's an intentional killing of a woman or girl because of her gender. And I repeat, oftentimes by an intimate partner or someone she knows. Now, it has got root causes. Patriarchy, inequality, normalization of violence against women and children. It affects all sectors, from the young to the old, and you too here. Now, she gave us the statistics, so I will not even go there because the statistics were given to you. And I simply say that every 3 hours, somebody is murdered. Do you remember when she mentioned here, she was killed just for going to a post office to collect a parcel. How dangerous can a society be? Do you even remember Riva? She was murdered by a partner that she knew. Last Saturday, we were burying Tsiamo and Valese in Limpopo. Most probably the reason why they passed on was toxic male masculinity, whereby somebody cannot take the answer no for an answer. I will not dwell much into that, but I want you to understand what consent is. We will talk about consent. We will teach you about consent. When you see us having those particular discussions, please come and join us, because you will definitely learn in there. It's an action. We want yourself and everybody around you to know what consent is. We want your community to know what consent is. If I know what consent is and she knows what consent is, it makes our lives much better. Somebody has got to understand that a no means no, a yes means no. Eh? Did I say that right? All right, let's repeat it. A no means no. A no means no. A yes means no. All right, basically, let's cut it short. A no means no, right? And you cannot approach somebody even if he is doubtful of what he's saying. It's basically a no. Right? Yeah, that's the short version of that particular philosophy. So as we sit here, as we stand here, somebody is missing. I want to ask you, these statistics that we have been presented are statistics that were reported. If I had to go further, I would simply say, in this very house or in this very hall, how many people have been abused? Maybe you think the word abuse is too broad. How many people have been clapped? by a partner. And of those people who have been claimed, how many people reported that abuse? Now, I will go further. I'm not gonna ask you to raise your hands, but I will simply say that you are still a girl and somebody claps you. What if you become an old lady? What if that particular bad habit grows? We are here as Ramazu to teach you how to get in these situations, to teach you, to show you the red robots. So when you see us holding our campaigns, please join us. We don't mind even if you invite your violent partner in there. We won't ask why he came. Right? What we want is a message out there. We are here to change the community around. Amanda! I can't hear you. Amanda!
But Mr. Moyo, are no means what? Are yes means what? As we proceed, thank you, Mr. Moyo. The promotion, protection, and advancing gender equality is at the essence of the Commission for Gender Equality. The Commission plays a fundamental and a crucial role in addressing gender-based violence and femicide in our society. Ms. Tulufelo Sabu is here with us today. She is the Public Education and Information Officer from the Commission for Gender Equality. She is here to articulate the Commission's role on advocacy, on oversight, on investigation. Can I have a silence, please? On advocacy, on oversight, investigation, and policy influence to ensure that government and society act effectively to end gender-based violence and femicide in our country. Let us, with warm hands, welcome Ms. Sabuli with a warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Distinguished representative from Taletso Tvet College, our valued partners from Sasita, esteemed guests from different organizations who are present here today, our beloved students, good morning, Jumena. My name is Tulufelo Savule, as the program director has already introduced me. I am from Commission for Gender Equality, which is one of the Chapter 9 institutions that is established according to Section 181 of our Constitution. Our mandate is very simple. It is to promote the respect for gender equality, the protection, and then also to ensure that we achieve gender equality. We do that through public education, information, and then we also investigate gender-related complaints. We monitor institutions, whether it's private or public. So that is basically what Commission for Gender Equality is. So without any waste of time, let me get to the business of the day. It is both an honor and privilege to stand before you today on behalf of the Commission for Gender Equality at this important launch of Gender-Based Violence Empowerment Project. This initiative is not just another project, it is a profound statement of intent. It demonstrates a collective commitment by education and training institutions to play an active role in ending gender-based violence and femicide, and building a South Africa that is safe, just, and inclusive for all. At the Commission for Gender Equality, we often say that the fight against gender-based violence and femicide cannot be won by legislations alone. It must be won through education, awareness, and action. And that is precisely what this project embodies. It brings together learning, empowerment, and community development to create a comprehensive response to gender-based violence. Today's launch marks a continuation of a strong partnership between the Commission for Gender Equality and Taletso Tvet College. In the financial year 2023-24, our team has conducted various empowerment initiatives across all Taletso campuses, including Luhuruti, Leptenberg, and Mafikeng. We were engaging students. For example, we had trained the Student Representative Council and student leaders on understanding gender-based violence and femicide, gender equality, and human rights. We have worked with campus manager to establish safe spaces. Safe spaces are places where students can confidentially report cases of abuse, access psychosocial support, and find information about available services. Are you guys aware of these services? Are you aware of these services? No? Okay, I saw our social worker, Ms. Amandle. Can you please stand up so that the student can see you? Amandle? At the back there. That is the lady who provides psychosocial support to you guys in all 3 Tvet colleges. I remember after one of the gender and development workshop that we had with SRC in this campus, a student stood up and said, I will quote, "I never thought our college could be a place where one feels seen and hurt after experiencing abuse." The statement reflects a sentiment that many individuals may experience in a college environment, emphasizing the importance of feeling acknowledged and validated, especially for those who have undergone trauma or have experienced abuse. It highlights the importance of creating supportive spaces where students can express their experiences and feel understood. That statement serves as a powerful reminder of the significant impact this work can have. It highlights the idea that when institutions prioritize and genuinely commit to gender equality, they not only foster an environment of fairness and respect, but create transformative opportunities that can profoundly change individual lives. By enacting policies and practices that support equal rights and promote diversity, these institutions can empower individuals, dismantle systemic barriers, and ultimately contribute to a more equitable society. These interventions have shown that when students are empowered with knowledge, they become agents of change. They challenge harmful stereotypes, they advocate for their peers, and they begin to reshape the culture around them, from silence and stigma to solidarity and support. The Gender-Based Violence Empowerment Project being launched today is both timely and transformative. South Africa continues to face unacceptably high levels of gender-based violence and femicides, which have left many families and communities deeply scarred. Yet within this challenge lies an opportunity to equip young people with tools, values, and confidence to become champions of equality and justice. This project will not only focus on awareness, it will also empower young people through skills development and social empowerment. When a young woman learns self-defense, financial literacy, and how to advocate for her rights, she gains more than just a skill. She gains power over her life. When a young man learns about healthy masculinity and respect, he becomes a leader in preventing violence before it even starts. These are the kinds of sustainable interventions that align with our mandate as the Commission for Gender Equality, which is to promote gender equality and to monitor the implementation of gender justice across all spheres of society. No institution can do this work alone. It takes collaboration and courage to fight the scourge of gender-based violence and femicide. So SACITA's involvement in this project reflects the recognition that safety, security, and education are interconnected. By empowering students and communities with knowledge and skills, we are not only addressing the issue of gender-based violence, but also strengthening the social fabric that holds our democracy together. To the students and young people present today, you are not just beneficiaries of this project, you are its heartbeat. You are the generation that can redefine gender relations, challenge culturally, and create a culture of equality and mutual respect. When you speak up, when you stand together, and when you refuse to normalize violence, you are building the South Africa that we all dream of, which is a South Africa that is free from gender-based violence. In closing, as the Commission for Gender Equality, we reaffirm our commitment to continue working alongside with Taletso, Tvet College, and SACITA. We will keep supporting your efforts to mainstream gender, empower students, and ensure that every campus becomes a truly safe and inclusive environment. Let this project not be a once-off event where we're celebrating, singing, and dancing, but a catalyst for continued action. Let it ignite a movement that transforms every classroom, every community into a space where equality thrives and violence has no home. Together we can and must make gender-based violence a thing of the past. Together we can empower change, restore dignity, and build a nation where everyone, regardless of their gender or sexuality, can live, learn, and lead free from fear. Amanda.
Thank you, Ms. Sabuli. One of the messages derived from what she had said when she was addressing all of us. She says, when you speak up, when we stand together, we build a better South Africa. Together we can. Together? Yeah. Together? Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Through its work in education, ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your silence once again. Thank you respectfully. Through its work in education, through its work in training, through its work in skills development within the safety and security sector of this beloved country of ours, the SACITA Acting Board Chairperson, Mr. Eric Chilambamuna, will be delivering a keynote address. addressing the intricate role played by SASITA in equipping law enforcement officers, justice officials, and security personnel with skills to handle gender-based violence and femicide cases with sensitivity and effectively, and the role of SITA in supporting campaigns that raise awareness on gender-based violence and femicide in our country. Before we ask the acting chairperson of SASITA on stage, may I kindly request Mrs. J. Ahmad, the Executive Manager, Learning Programs for SASITA, to please welcome the acting chairperson on the podium. Can you give a round of applause?
To our distinguished VIP guests, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, members of the community, good morning. I'm just here to introduce the chairperson of the SASITA board, Mr. Eric Shilamba Vurma. Like I said, he is the chairperson of the SASITA board. He serves as an advisory member to the Private Security Industry Regulatory Authority Council. His permanent day job is the head of counterintelligence at the State Security Agency of South Africa. He holds various qualifications, amongst which is a master's in security studies, a master's in business administration, honors in public management, and postgraduate diplomas in legal compliance and security studies. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Mr. Eric Shilamba Vurma to the podium.
I can speak to Anna so fluent. Alin Sendaka. But let me first acknowledge the program director, the executive management of the college, led by Mr. Malapa, the executive management of SASITA, led by myself, Ms. Ahmad, and the other managers. The Commission of Gender that has bestowed us with nice words. The Ramazwi, the whole entourage of Ramazwi is here, from the CE to the COO, they're all here. But also the whole forum of the Taletso management is here. Una, you touched me. I need to acknowledge that. The leadership of Students Affairs, you are safe. What she said made me to understand the culture of this institution. Program director, if you see the leadership of Student Affairs talking like that, the students are safe. I'm very moved. You remind me of my times when I was still in force during the student, long ago. Possibly you were not born yet. But I need to acknowledge all the speakers who came before me, because the message is the same. Why are we here? Why are we so concerned about this sketch? And why is the president concerned about this sketch? If you listen to the presidential speech when he talks of GBV, he says it's the second pandemic in our country. Now that tells you it's bad. Mr. Moyo talked about the death stats in our own country. in campuses, in schools, at work, everywhere, GBV has become a pandemic. Now, our prayer is that GBV must stop. GBV doesn't have color, it doesn't have race, it doesn't have tribalism, it just flows everywhere, and it has become a scourge that all of us will need to take care of. Now, I just want to put this scenario to all of you. Look at yourself, how beautiful you are. But have you ever realized that after 2 weeks you get told that one of your study mate or your classmate has been killed by a boyfriend? That becomes traumatic. Every man has a responsibility to protect a woman. Every man. A man is a protector, is a provider to a woman. Case closed, no colors, period. Now we have become monsters to kill the very same people we ought to protect. It's unfortunate. But I'm making a call to a man within this hall to say, let's play a role in protecting this species called women. They are innocent, vulnerable, and they are the victim of nature, unfortunately. If I'm not mistaken, last week, next to your campus in Mafike, there was a gentleman who was killed. You know that? Yes. Because he was abusing and tormenting this species called women. You cannot continue to have a stance in South Africa that says every hour or every 3 hours a woman gets killed. And we think it's fine with that. It can't be. I'm not saying there are no women who abuse men. It's better for a woman to abuse men than a man abusing a woman. In this premise called GBV. I was just pulling your leg. Let us protect our women. The state is so worried, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. The state is so worrisome. The president has declared a certain pandemic and it has now become chronic. It's a chronic disease. You get a pill, you won't heal GBV. You get a syrup, you won't heal GBV. Now there's an urgent call for action, and I really appreciate the management of Taletso to push this thing. And I wish we can push it to all campuses, so that it filters through, it goes through, it becomes the DNA of the college. Why I'm saying that? If you look at academic stats and the work posture of products that comes from this institution, the results are positive. I want to know if the executive management, if Silo and them, they don't say it, if Zex doesn't say it, let me say it. The products that come from your college are much better. I want to say that again. You go and look at the stats. Taletso has been producing better quality products. Now, we don't want to tint that performance academically with the culture of gender-based violence within this beautiful institution. Now, I'm making a call from the management to the last person on the gate, at the gate. Let us all strive to fight
GBV and femicide. All of us. And let us be very on the ground to report these things. We cannot allow to have a situation where our beautiful daughters, our beautiful girlfriends, our beautiful cousins are killed. We can't. Now that is the reason why Sasita and Ramajo and Taletso have partnered to say, let us spread this gospel going forward. The attitude must change. Completely. The attitude must change. There are so many, you see, the problem is that South African society is very patriarchal. And when it's patriarchal, it means the masculine dominates. And the masculine dominates, it means the masculines have got powers to abuse. It's unfortunate. Culture is hey, you gotta eat, man. The time is gone. I think Ntate, let's mold it better. Ntate is a provider and a protector. A woman is not a tool to be bashed. A woman is not a tool to be abused. A woman is something that you need to buy mascara for her to look good. Now I'm challenging the boyfriends here. Moyo are no is no. Irapos are yes, it's no sometimes. That's because of no, we're not But I'm making a call, Ms. Ahmad, to these boys and young men who are sitting here. Try to love your partner unconditionally. How Tvet go to hell? And I remember Shima, ask Lambata Amohela. The danger is how enough, it's enough. Who says it? Yeah, when you let it down, it's fine. It's okay. You will not be the first man to be charmed by a woman. The list is endless. So many men have bestowed their money in the name of love, but taking advantage to abuse that woman because they are pouring money for that. Nonsense. That's nonsense. Our stats tells us that 42,000 women per annum in South Africa get raped. That's our stats. You can go and Google it. 42,000 women per annum get raped. We don't want you to be the victims, hence we are alluding to this point. Also be careful of those that you want to date. Check the characters. There are traits. There are serious traits. Don't get yourself into trouble. There are so many handsome men like me who pretend to be good whereas they are worse. I know your heart says yes. If man doesn't change the attitude, GBV won't end. Let me be honest with you. Regulation, policies, constitution, it's a paper. It's not an action. And that action needs to be done by a man. GBV stats shows how many men abuses how many women per hour, per day, weekly, monthly. The only funny part is it doesn't show how many women abuse the other side. But this call is for all of us. The communities we live, the church we go, the sports we play. The message is one. Let's protect our women. You'll be very ashamed to see a man at the mall or in the complex bashing a woman physically so. It has happened several times. Some of us, we don't take that card. We see you bashing a woman, we bash you. Same time. I was happy with what happened in Mafike last week. I was not happy with the consequence. But the message is clear. We don't tolerate GBV and we'll never tolerate. If it means we need to punish you to that extent of death, let that will be done. It will be done. Now I'm saying to all of us, colleagues, students, management, SRC, let us push for single message, no to GBV. Violence against women, it's a no-no. Now if all of us take out the sword when we leave here to our parents, to our siblings, to report GBV, you know the danger, colleagues, is that GBV is not well reported. People get settled in it. You live in a cucumber. You feel it's better because it's providing. You are leading to provision of your death, I can rest assured. The stats that Mr. Moyo raised showed that how perpetrators do this. They'll give you money. But at the end, you'll be patched for your life. Stand up and make noise about GBV. If your lecturers are abusing you, report it. That's how I report it. And the little lecturers have aside, if they are being abused by students, report them. This can't be that we partner with this beautiful institution and at the end this thing sketch up. We're not going to tolerate that. It's utmost nonsense. Now, in conclusion, my appeal to all of us is that let us be mindful that uncontrolled GBV in campus can affect the pass rate of the campus. It can affect this pass rate. You may find that in the last 2 years, Taletso had 73% or 82%. But because of the poor management of the GBV culture and abuse and femicide, that rate can go down and down and down. We don't want that. Executive management of Taletso, we really appreciate. Ramazu training, we really appreciate. This is quite good. The attendance is good. The management of Taletso, we really appreciate. This won't end up here. It will go out in social media. The message will be loud and clear. Viva Wafazi, viva! Viva! Viva Wafazi, viva! Viva! Long live the spirit of Wafazi, long live! Long live! Manda!
But Chairperson Ari, Barin Data is a provider and a what? Barin Data is a provider and a what? Bari Hasatola Ambata Barete. Barete. Thank you, Chair. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair. We're going to be closing our program very shortly. As we're about to welcome Ms. J. Ahmed, the Executive Manager Learning Programs for SASITA, for a vote of thanks, I would like to pose a few guiding reflections to all of us. How can we make our communities safe and responsive to gender-based violence-related incidences and femicide. Ladies and gentlemen, I once again implore you for silence, please. Thank you. What systems can we strengthen to encourage reporting and supporting rather than silence and fear? How do we as individuals and as a collective model respect and accountability? Whilst we ponder on these questions, let us welcome Ms. J. Ahmad, the Executive Manager Learning Programs for SASITA, to deliver our vote of thanks. Then we'll have entertainment thereafter. Can we welcome her, please, with a welcome?
The leadership from Taletso Tvet College, Rabazi Security Services, Commission for Gender Equality, the SRC of the Taletso College, as well as the SASITA chairperson of our board, Mr. Shilamba Bunda. Ladies and gentlemen, also, I acknowledge all of you, the students, members of the communities, members of the management of the Taletso Tvet College. I think my job now is very easy as we've drawn to the end of our formal program, and as we come to the conclusion of this insightful, and if I may say so, quite successful launch of the SASITA Gender-Based Violence Campaign, we must give gratitude. First of all, I want to thank God Almighty for making this day possible for us. To our partners, the Taletso Tvet College, as well as Ramazwi Security Services, thank you for holding hands with SASITA in this fight against the gender-based violence. A heartfelt thanks to our distinguished speakers for sharing your expertise and knowledge. And ladies and gentlemen, I think the thread throughout all the speeches was the central message, which is say no to gender-based violence. Thank you very much to all of our speakers. We really appreciate you coming to the fore and talking to our audience today. To the organizing committee and the volunteers, thank you for your hard work. All of your work behind the scenes has not gone unnoticed. We well aware that without your work and efforts, we would not have had a smooth program this morning. Especially, I want to single out Beku from Taletso Tvet College, as well as the grants manager from SASITA, Ms. Mpofu Mafotla, for all of your hard work since we started this project a couple months ago. To the technical support team, the DJ, as well as to the caterers who's provided the breakfast and will be providing lunch shortly. Thank you very much for all of your assistance in that regard. In respect of the performers who's yet to come and perform, thank you very much for the performance you're about to render. Last but not least, to our beautiful audience who's here this morning with us, thank you very much. We hope that you embrace our message against gender-based violence. SASITA is doing a small bit in the fight against gender-based violence, but we're hoping that with this launch and with the awareness campaigns that's going to unfold over the next few weeks in the different campuses of Taletso Tvet College, for the staff of Taletso Tvet College, the students, the security personnel and members of the community, we're hoping that whatever we are doing as SASITA will have a big impact in the communities. the Lehurutse community, all the other surrounding communities from where our students, our lecturers and security personnel hail. I think to reinforce the message of the program director, I think together we can, definitely, together we can. To the program director, thank you very much. You've been brilliant. Well done, you've been brilliant. You've run the program very well and smoothly. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish that you have a good day further. I wish that you travel back safely to your homes. We're not yet done with the program. We've left the last bit for the end. We have entertainment, we have performances, but I think we've been strategic to say let us finish the formal proceedings because we know when there's entertainment, it's very difficult to get you to settle down again. Thank you very much.
with us a renewed sense of purpose. And so, each of us has a role to play, whether through advocacy, mentorship, education, or simply choosing to treat others with respect and kindness. On behalf of Sasita, Ramazi, and Taletso Tvet College, I would like to thank everyone who participated, our distinguished guests who contributed and helped to make this event possible. And thank you to you, all of you, for being here. Can you just give yourselves a round of applause? So let us commit from here on that we're going to create institutions that are not only centers of academic excellence, but also beacons of safety, quality, and compassion. Let us work together in building communities where every person feels valued, protected, and free from fear. On behalf of everybody that is here and myself, I would also like to thank you and extend our heartfelt thanks to all speakers once again. And also thank you for bearing with me. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to see you next time. We are going to have entertainment now, ladies and gentlemen. Our program is over. violence and femicide needs to find an expression. And what better way for us to have been able to have an opportunity to engage with one of the individuals that have been instrumental in being able to advocate to say no to gender-based violence and femicide. We're at Taletso Tvet College, and we had an engagement with the CFO, and he's here with us today, family. I am so honored. I am so proud to introduce Mr. Masilo Ramalapa, and he's going to be taking us through the involvement of the institution in being able to advocate, in being able to educate, in being able to create awareness. And why is it that the issues of gender-based violence are a priority for institutions of higher learning such as Taletso? How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Fine, thank you, fine, thank you. So just take us through your involvement, Mr. Ramalapa, because I think issues of gender-based violence, issues of femicide, we tend to make them a talk shop. The 16 days of activism is approaching. The significance of it, and the involvement also of the Tvet College in that particular initiative. What is your view with regards to it?
No, I think as Taletso Tvet College, taking into account our constituency, which is our learners, who are, mainly victims of gender-based violence, then that makes us, interested party in dealing with this thorn in the nation. So you would remember that our students leave their home to come and be with us, and when they are with us, this particular gender-based violence becomes a problem to the students. So that's why as Taletso, we said we are going to take part in keeping this, in making awareness as to students. They need to know how to go about it when they experience it. So in partnership with stakeholders like SASITA, who then come on board to assist us, making awareness campaigns, making sure that we are direct participants in this initiative, which is a very good initiative for us.
So let's talk about the prevalence of, perhaps maybe let's look at institutions of higher learning, and let's talk about the recent cases of femicide that have happened in higher learning spaces. And the issue is that it has become a scourge in society, and it has been affecting students. What is your view from a college perspective in terms of what is happening? Because it has become a rampant thing that is happening throughout the country.
Yeah, it's a very sad and rampant issue in the society. You'd remember as well from the message that was delivered by the chairperson of the board, that last week there was an incident, where a student was attacked, and the society has responded to that issue. Unfortunately, in the event, one lost his life. But you would see that initiatives like this awareness, then the society as well, because as a college you are part of the bigger society. The society as well responded and assisted the victim, of this gender-based violence. So a lady was from the college going home or going to the rest. On her way back, she was then, attacked. But the unfortunate part is that the community at large responded to rescue her. So you would see that as a college, we really need to up our games in this kind of initiatives, and that's why I took a stand to say this awareness speaks directly to us.
So with the implementation and the launch of the program within the college, what are you hoping to achieve?
We really want to create a safer space for our kids. Our kids, they should not be deterred by this social illness of gender-based violence, crimes, and this and that. They should be focusing on their core activity, which is teaching and learning. And that that makes us who we are in terms of the mandate that we get from the Department of Higher Education. So we are trying to actually create a safe space for our learners, especially a girl child, who then primarily become a victim of these illnesses. Yes, so that's what we seek to achieve. Safer society, safer environment for girl children.
As Mr. Ramalapa, devoid of the institution, if you had to say something to a girl child that has faced and that is going through issues of gender-based violence, what would you say?
I would say they should not lose hope. There are, systems of support, which the institution is one of them. We do have student support services, and we do have partnerships with the institution like Sasita, who makes, at our disposal social work services here. We have seen that in the launch there was an introduction of a social worker who deals with psychiatric matters, where students they can go and report, and the involvement of Chapter 9 institutions as well. As you've seen that we have also invited them, Commission of Gender Equality. So such, systems are there to support them, and we stand with them. They should not lose hope. We are here to protect them. We will not give up until everybody is safe in our society.
Future, Taletso, Tvet College, where are you going?
As you will see that skilled people a better future. So Taletso is the future.
Yeah.
We are preparing young people for the future. We want them to be professionals. We want them to be artisans and make us shine. When a Taletso graduate goes out and shine, we are also shining.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank
Thanks.
you. Family, you heard yourself. We are going to also talk to other dignitaries and delegates that were part of a launch that has happened in Taletso Tvet College, and we are looking forward to have more engagements. Passion for learning, passion for empowerment, and passion to see progress in this country through skills development. That is one word that I can use to encapsulate Mrs. Amma. I am so honored, family, to be in the presence of one of those human beings that are really truly making a difference in society. Her passion resonates with a lot of those that have been able to benefit through her programs and the ones that she's actually leading in Sasita. She is the executive manager learning programs for Sasita. And she is the one that has been instrumental in terms of supporting causes such as these that led us to be here today. The Taletso Tvet College, in partnership with Sasita, has introduced a groundbreaking launch that focuses on gender-based violence and also focuses on femicide. But she's here to speak about it, and the reason why the institution decided to participate in such interventions, because more than one institution is not enough. It takes all of us to make a difference. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy finally that we had a talk. It has been a while. I've been watching your work. I've been watching you intricately involved within Sasita and being passionate with regards to issues of skills development, of training, of empowerment. As a woman, let's start there. What does it mean to you for you to see yourself making a difference in somebody else's life?
So I think that is the values we ascribe to. I think it's very important for us to make a difference, to want to do something to better people's lives. And I think it is a privilege for us to be given that opportunity, for us to do the work that we can do at SASITA, where we're involved in education and training and also job creation.
The vulnerable communities that are out there, and especially when it comes to perhaps maybe certain schools or higher institutes of higher learning that are not within the urban areas, they are slightly removed from being given that spotlight. And you chose to partner with Taletso. Why?
Yes, as part of our strategic plan as SASITA, we've indicated that we want to focus on empowering rural communities with skills development. So gone are the days where the focus is on the urban areas and on the towns. So we're taking skills development to the rural areas. And we have many programs that we are implementing in the rural areas. However, when it comes to gender-based violence, we said we need to target as much as possible in terms of stakeholder groupings to get the message across. So 2 years ago, we started working with the universities and the Tvet colleges to see how we can do campaigns to make the youth of today aware of gender-based violence and femicide and the issues related thereto, and also to enable them to be able to know what to do when they face the situation that is gender-based violence.
Why then target the higher education space?
Okay, we operate in the higher education space as SASITA. Our executive authority is the Department of Higher Education and Training. So I think that is where the focus is. And also you hear a lot of statistics about university students who are raped, university students who are killed, university students who are threatened. So that is why we want to play in this space and make our contribution. Needless to say, that is not the only area we focus on, because we've had campaigns in the past where we focused on traditional leaders, because we feel traditional leaders play a critical role in terms of influencing communities. And therefore we had a campaign for them last year in Venda, where we focused on empowering the traditional leaders and the local councillors with matters and information relating to gender-based violence, so that they could then in turn empower communities that look up to them. Yeah, so we're tackling the problem from all angles.
I get you. 16 days of activism is coming up.
Yes, 100%, and therefore we're very happy that we could launch in the month of November with Taletso Tvet College, and the training will be taking place during the course of the 16 days of activism.
SASITA, way forward.
I think it's an exciting time for SASITA. We have a new board that was appointed on the 30th of September 2025, and we're looking forward to a fruitful term over the next 5 years with the new board, in terms of reaching out, in terms of empowering underprivileged communities, in terms of ensuring that we are training the youth so that they are more employable, that they are given skills which industry requires. And yes, part of focus is on job creation. So that is where we're hoping to take SASITA to the next level.
Ahmed, future?
I think the future is just bright in terms of us continuing our work. Like we said, we're very passionate about what we do. So for me, I personally don't see myself doing anything besides learning programs in terms of empowering employees within the safety and security sector and unemployed youth who aspire to work in the safety and security sector, as well as to deal with issues such as the pandemic of gender-based violence, the issues surrounding other crimes in the country, other issues that affect the country in the safety and security space.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mrs. Ahmed. You had it, family. You had it. I'm hoping that we'll be able to participate and be able to spread the word with regards to what SASITA is doing. We are going to be featuring them more in the program, and I'm hoping that I can be able to have some time with you again.
Sure.
Where we can be able to sort of drill deeper with regards to issue of empowerment and skills development. And we are going to extend an invitation to her family, and she has made an appointment with us, so she's going to be with us. Thank you very much. There was a calling that took place, and that calling was intervention on gender-based violence and femicide issues. And the CEO of Ramazwi responded.
Just what events?
But he decided that, you know what, I'm going to move away from focusing on urban areas. I'm going to be looking deep. And I'm going to be going to rural areas for me to be able to play an intricate role. And it is this role that he has started, and when we started launching a gender-based violence and femicide campaign at Taletso Tvet College in partnership with Sasita. He's here today, family. And he'll be able to actually give us an insight in terms of why he decided to participate, him as an individual and also as his entity, and what difference has he made so far. Dr. Ramambili, an honor to talk to you. I think besides wearing another cap and putting another cap, there's a cap of you being the CEO of Ramaz.
Yeah.
And you decided to actually launch this campaign. And you actually chose Taletso, Tvet College, that is in the Horozing, and it's not in the urban areas. Why did you decide to choose a rural area instead of an urban area?
Because I wanted to cut the notion of saying that everything best happen in the urban area, where everything and all which people think about when they will think of making progress in life, they think of urban areas. I just wanted to show people that it can happen anyway. As far as I'm concerned, Leworos is very far from where I come from. And then I decided to say, even though it's far, there are people there who are staying there. I will have to go and see and try to assist wherever we can. That's the reason why I decided no. Leworos is best suited for me to implement this gender-based violence and femicide project, because this is our passion as an institution of seeing that people's life has changed for the better. And then I really proud myself, and this is my job, it's in my blood, it's in my vein. I cannot say anything. If I do this thing, everything, I feel fulfilled, I feel satisfied, and indeed the response of the arena today, since they say the number cannot lie, I'm very much impressed, Cindy, to see what has happened today. And I really appreciate it. Thanks to you too for coming on board and try to support us in this thing. So I'm still saying the sky's the limit. We still want to move along, going far in all corners of the country to make sure that wherever we can make changes, let us do that.
The issue of gender-based violence and femicide in this country is a pandemic. We cannot be able to sit on our own corners and not do anything about it. You would have chosen all the programs of this world for you to participate in as an institution. Why did you choose this particular intervention?
I chose this particular intervention because people are very much ignorant. As a pandemic, we must also ask ourselves why this problem of gender-based violence is not decreasing, it keep on increasing day in, day out. So it's not an easy subject to talk about, it's not an easy subject to discuss. People think it's taboo because if you talk about this thing, people start to look as if maybe you are a victim or maybe you're trying to you want to achieve certain narratives. So to me, gender-based violence is my passion because I want to make sure that we assist in helping those people, those victims of this pandemic, to make them feel that they are also part of us, to make them feel that life does not end there. There is still life after whatever happened to them. And while we are doing that, we are still going forward to teach those who have never experienced this thing, so that we must have preventative measures to make sure that wherever we can, we must try to keep it to the best of our ability, so that maybe the number, while we're busy trying to do this, the number might go down. I know it's very hard subject to discuss or very hard subject to deal with, but while we're busy doing this thing, at least we are reaching each and every corner of the country in trying to keep this pandemic, which we are having.
You're a father with a beautiful daughter who is living in this society that has got social ills. What, as a father, would you say to your daughter with regards to this particular issue? And what message do you want to give when it comes to her?
The message which I would always tell her that she must try to become independent, because her being independent, she'll be able to say no to whatever she thinks she doesn't like. So the problem which we are having, there are a lot of dependency, where these small girls, they go around, they become vulnerable, and people attack them because they don't have anything. They're in need of certain things. So my daughter, I always tell her that she must always try to be independent. She mustn't be wanted to be taken for granted. She knows what she wants. She must fight her battle. Even us, as the parent who are not next to her, she must always try to look after herself. She must always try to be herself. She mustn't rely on people, on a stranger from the street who she doesn't know. And while I'm doing that, we always try to make sure that she must feel safe. We, as the parents, we must look after our kids. You must not have we mustn't have a barrier between the parents and the kids. The kids always have to have 24/7 access to their parents, so that whatever they are coming across, if they've got a problem, they'll be able to discuss that with their parents. That will also assist in us for trying to keep this thing, because most of the kids who are victim of this thing, you may find out that they are just a loner. Most of the time they are on their own. They cannot be told what to do. They think they are smart, and at the end of the day they become a victim of themselves. So my kids are always there, even though I know she's in charge of her own life. I can't be there always with her. But at least I know for a fact that I've tried my best in trying to teach her what to do and how to behave and how to live with other people in the society which we live in.
Family, issues of marginalization, borders also this particular issue that we're actually talking about with regards to gender-based violence and femicide. And I'm hoping that Mr. Ramambela and his institution, Ramazu, will be able to invite us again on other initiatives that seek to look at these issues intricately and be able to educate and inform and create awareness on these issues. So on that regard, we'd like to thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rama. Thank you very much. Mr. Chilamabo, you spoke passionately with regards to the issues of gender-based violence and femicide. And you articulated certain issues that are happening in our society. And you were able to paint a picture in terms of where we are as a country and how this scourge has got an impact in affecting our society. And that passion that you spoke of is one that I think not a lot of men are able to articulate it in a manner in which you did. Where does it come from?
Cindy, the problem that we're facing as a country is the design of the system, the patriarchal system that we're faced. And so many men cherish that, and which is very wrong. This scourge has nothing to do with the policy, the regulation, any directive that the society, it has to do with the attitude. And our traditional beliefs never allowed us to deal with women. It has never. When we grew up, we were taught a man is a provider, is a protector. But what is currently happening, it has become chronic. And that's why you heard the president saying this is the second serious impact that we need to deal with. This is the second chronic disease in the whole of the country, and it's become a national crisis. Now, men must man up, women must be protected, and women must be loved, and men must provide for women. If we don't do that, we cannot curb this GBV scourge.
Your role as the chairperson of SASITA is very instrumental because it has to do with you changing the trajectory of the institution for its betterment. And having taken time to participate in such initiatives, what would you want SASITA to achieve?
There are twofold. One is the role that SASITA plays within the GBV and the community at large. Two, it's how SASITA expand the message through other institutions and other rural areas, including involving traditional leaders. Now, the critical part is that SASITA, we have a role to play as an institution. Budget aside, money aside, we need to prioritize these awareness programs, because I call these awareness programs, where learners must be made aware of the sketch and the traits and the characters of GBV. Now, secondly, SASITA must ensure that the traditional communities and rural chiefs and councils must partake in these things, so that in the absence of a formal system to address this in communities, you find traditional leaders addressing it and spreading the gospel within their traditional territory. That's what we must do. We need not to prioritize money, we need to prioritize the message, because this has become the second national crisis. Now, SASITA will have to deal with that. SASITA will have to fund those initiatives. We should not look at the amount of money on this, because this is a crisis. Now, we will go all out as a SITA, all provinces in the country, and deal with this sketch. We're going to do that, and that's our take.
There are developments that have happened in SASITA with the changing of the board, but also in terms of the way SASITA is positioning itself within where it needs to intervene and the industries that is intervening. Do you see it making an impact?
We are making an impact, and we're still going to make an impact. I can trust in the current board that is in place, it's ready to roll out differently. I'm not saying the previous board was because it was part of, but we are trying to expand our mandate to touch on the nerves that never touched before, in terms of what was our mandate before and what is the current mandate. SASITA is broadening up the scope beyond the safety and security industry, to look at the GBV, to look at the gambling, to look at mental wellness, to look at so many stuff, because if we collaborate with other institutions and the SITAs, we can try to cap these problems of our community. Our community doesn't need SASITA alone. We need all the SITAs to take part and to also impact into those who are marginalized and lost within our communities. That's why we've got this discretionary grant that we say to unemployed, come get something, get a certificate, and you become employable. And we're not going to stop that. We're going to do that until we realize that our local and young marginalized people have got something to talk about. That is coming from SASITA.
You had it, family, you had it from the chairperson of SASITA, and I'm hoping that we will be able to have a further discussion with him. In fact, this is an invitation. It's a formal invitation, family. I'm putting him on the spot. I am putting him, family, on the spot. We are extending a formal invitation. There's a lot that we need to unpack. There's a lot that we need to talk about. There's a lot that the chair needs to bring us into perspective with, because not a lot of people understand what SITAs do. And I think this is the platform where we can be able to now spread an awareness and educate and inform. Mr. Chilamamura, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. But we're extending an invitation, so
no, Cindy, anytime you want, you just let me know. I'll come. This is the message that we need to spread out there, so that the community understand our role, our impact, and the project that we're offering, and also the training that we're offering, and also the funding that we're offering. Most critically, the funding that we're offering. That's very important.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, family.